Hello everybody, John Mitchell here from johnamitchell.tv. That's my website. Leads straight to my YouTube channel, where I do hope that if you enjoy my work, you'll like and subscribe, and do feel free to leave comments below any of my videos, because I really enjoy it. It means the world to me. Really enjoy it when people can go ahead and chime in on the conversation. And even if you're there to tell me I'm wrong, just give me a shout out and tell me why. And like I said, always do appreciate that. Now, today I've got about 4 different articles to share, and I wanted to do another prediction video today. Now, this is not about geopolitics or anything. This is about what I see the future coming as far as personal transportation. When we talk about personal transportation, well, obviously we're mostly talking about the automobile. Now, first article I've got here is, I don't know, from today or maybe yesterday. It was very recent. It says Google self-driving cars spotlight problem of distracted drivers. Now, we all know, I guess anybody who'll be watching this video knows, that Google has been experimenting with cars that they're autonomous. They're self-driving. They are driven by computers, basically. And interesting thing, a lot of people, when this idea first came about, people said, man, you can't trust a computer to drive a car. It's, there'll be more accidents and stuff. Well, as it turns out, I read that, up to date, is still an experimental thing, but up to date, the Google cars that have been on the road have driven, I believe the number was 1.7 million miles. So a lot of miles, and they've been involved. I think the number was, I might be a couple off here or there, but something around the number of about 14 accidents. 14 accidents out of 1.7 million miles. That's 90% better than any human driver. That's, well, not, I won't say any, okay? That's 90% better than the average, okay? So, like, let's say if if a person were to drive 1.7 million miles, or a group of people drove 1.7 million miles between them, right? You'd expect, instead of 14 accidents, you'd expect, I don't know, maybe 150 accidents, 140, 150, whatever. So, first of all, this 90% better than human drivers, and secondly, funny enough, every accident that's happened so far has been traced back to the fault of another human on the road, doing what they're not supposed to do. Like I just read this article is from today, actually, and it says that this was the first accident that had ever actually happened where a Google car had been in an accident where there was an injury. Now, this person basically injured themselves because they were distracted. The Google car stopped at a stoplight, and lawfully so, and and the person following behind rear-ended them. God only knows, maybe texting or talking on the phone or whatever. And so, a person ran into the Google car and then, injured themselves. And so you say, well, if the computers are driving the cars so much better, well, what does that mean for, a lot of things? But, what does it mean for your pocketbook, i.e., insurance rates? So I got this article that I've managed to pull up today also. It says, just how much money will self-driving cars save you? Now, let me back up for a sec. This other article that I had, pointed out is from today. It's from ABC News. And this is from a magazine called Fast Company. You can find, articles by these people on fastcompany.com. And, it's an insurance company has called Metro Mile, has actually done a study. And they said, well, how much could we lower insurance rates? What would it cost us, and what could we, pass along to the consumers as far as rates, if computers drove instead of humans? And, here it says that we would be able to save insurance-wise about $1,000 a year. It's a pretty significant savings. And I have this one, the UK newspaper, the Daily Mail, at Daily Mail, M-A-I-L, dailymail.com. And I'll just show you the highlighted part that I got from this. Says, the end of taxi drivers, question mark. Uber wants to buy all of Tesla's self-driving cars. Rumor suggests, well, it's not just a rumor. The CEO of Uber told Tesla that if by 2020 they have self-driving cars, that Uber would be on board to buy 500,000 of them. That's 500,000. Now, as part of Uber's business model, right now they've got, drivers, but Uber would like to just go ahead and get rid of the drivers altogether and have, autonomous robot cars just drive us around. And I think, by the way, that's the way things are going to shake out in the end. I think, and here's my prediction, over the next several years, and it is going to take several years. I'm going to say anywhere from 1 to 2 decades. Why? Because how many years does an average car stay on the road? Even if we say 5 years, this would take us through 4 generations of cars, and we're probably a good 4 generations away from having like really reliable, dependable, self-driving, autonomous cars. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that people are not even going to buy cars. A car ownership, I don't think it'll ever go down to zero. Think about this. A long time ago, people used to get around on horseback. Today it's 2015, and people still own horses. But why do they own horses? Well, for luxury. They're a luxury. They're an indulgence. They're kind of a hobby or whatever, and that's fine. It's all well and good. I'm all in favor of that. Point being that we don't need them for the utility of getting around anymore. Not 99.9% of us. And so I think what's going to happen eventually, companies like maybe Uber or whatever, let's just use them as an example. They'll buy up thousands of cars, and they'll saturate the market area where they're located, whatever market they're in. And we'll have apps on our smartphones or whatever. And instead of me buying a car and having it for myself, because think about this, you buy a car, what does a new car cost? $20,000, $30,000? I mean, you can spend as much as you want, but like the average person, let's say you spend $20,000, $25,000 for a new car. That car sits in the garage or parked in your driveway or on the street or wherever you leave it. The car's idle, in other words, 90 or 95% of the time. How much do you really use your car in the 24-hour day, right? So, it's a big expense that just sits there most of the time. Well, what does it cost? Well, a car payment costs, let's say $400 or $500. Insurance, call it another $100, and then there's gas and maintenance and stuff. Call that another $100. Just to throw a number out there, let's say $600 a month, right? So that you can own a car, so it can sit in your garage, idle 95% of the time, so that you just have it there when you need it, right? Well, what if I told you that you can spend half as much or a little over half as much, $300, $400 a month? You're going to have a membership, okay? And that membership is going to entitle you to basically unlimited use of a fleet of cars. And I think that's where things are eventually headed. It's going to take a couple of decades, yes, but things are going to go that way. I think. Last article I've got here for you all is this one. Let me just put it up to the camera. I'll show it so you can see what the highlighted part is. This is from the Huffington Post. Most millennials won't own a car in 5 years, says Lyft co-founder. So, millennials, the 20-somethings, they are already, there are not even self-driving cars yet, and they are already on board with this. Car ownership just declines more and more. A lot of them are, youngsters today are not even bothering to get driver's licenses, or they're getting them way later than they used to. I remember when I was like 15, 16 years old, whatever it was, as soon as I was eligible for a driver's license, I had that counted down to the day. And I was bugging my dad, take me to the DMV to get my license on the very first day that I was eligible to get it. Why? Because, well, back in the day, to own a car meant a lot of things. It meant independence and freedom, and maybe expand your wings and fly a bit, and get out from under so many rules and regulations and restrictions around the house. So now you're a teenager, you got your driver's license, you can get out and do things. And so, that was a big deal back in the day. But, a lot of trends have taken place, between then and now. And I'll tell you, my even my kids that were, my oldest son's in his 20s now, he was not even so interested in getting his driver's license, not like I was. And, my younger son's 15 now, he is not even mentioning, as far as I can tell, I cannot even tell that he cares to get a driver's license. And so, as the saying goes, times are changing. And I think what it's going to be is eventually, instead of getting a driver's license and going out and getting a bank loan and buying yourself a new or used car, you're going to just sign up for a monthly, I guess there will be different tiers of service plans. And, you'll just sign up for a service plan and have basically on-demand, on-call robot